This webinar, right, is not so much about to actually determine whether or not I will be or you will be investing into Microsoft. That's not the whole point. I believe the real point here is to actually just to pick my brains and just to see how I actually, what kind of homework I did, what kind of information that I've gathered in order to help me make better investment decisions. So this is actually, so Microsoft is just an example only. Why do we study operating cash flows? Why not we just focus on net income? This is because a lot of investors tend to focus on sales and profits. They rarely look at cash flow, all right? But so what happened is that if you want to be a little bit safer, all right, because let's say for example, you don't want to just focus on sales and profits alone, but then when it comes to its cash flow, the cash flow is actually not taken care of lah. So there are companies like that, very few, but there are companies whereby they have actually reported an increase in profits, but then there's not much of a cash flow that is coming in. So that is actually something that is not too good for investors. So what you want is that as an investor, after we look at sales and profits, we make sure that there are operating cash flows, all right? And the operating cash flows, right, must be positive and of course, like in this case, growing. This company love to acquire companies. So if you look at their cash flow statement, right? So this is their operating cash flow. Can you see that every year they have billions of dollars in, all right? They have like tens of billions of dollars in terms of operating cash flow. So with that kind of resources, right, where does the money go? So one of the places the money goes to is actually here, which is to acquire new companies. And in that 11-year period, from 2011 to 2022, they kind of spend about $85.5 billion on acquiring new companies. The most talked about kind of companies, right, will be this lah, will be Activision Blizzard, which is actually a gaming company. So this is something that, whoa, everyone is actually focusing on. But in overall terms, looking at this 5 years alone, we can see that for Microsoft Corporation, right, the management tends to focus a lot of attention. Their attitude is to actually in addition to their business growth, they really love to acquire new companies to grow over time. At least that is the attitude for the current management. When it comes to valuation, here I don't really try to be super duper accurate. I just want to get the overall feel. Okay, so this is around, so it's around there. Then that's good enough already. Then that's good enough for me to make a much more informed decision lah. So so it depends on the workload lah.
I definitely agree with your style as well, because even though when we do stock investing, it's all about numbers, right? A lot of numbers, right? We can calculate everything in numbers. Even the price you pay, cost everything in numbers. So, but still, we don't have to be exactly right, exactly accurate on these things, because it's unlike engineering or unlike computers, unlike science where you want to get as precise as possible the number. But investing, a lot of the qualitative stuff it plays more emphasis and more importance compared to actually getting the numbers exactly correct.